Good morning once again. So for today's video lesson, we will be factoring general trinomial of the form x squared plus bx plus c and ax squared plus bx plus c. So this time we will be using x factoring method and the box factoring method to get the factors of these trinomials. So for you to better understand this, let's have some examples. So first we have factor 2x squared plus 9x plus 10. The first thing that you're going to do is to determine first the value of a, b, and c. So remember that a is the numerical coefficient of x squared, so that would be 2. B is the numerical coefficient of x, and that would be equal to 9. And of course, c is the constant, which is equal to 10. The next step is for you to draw a big X. And remember that the top part of the X would be the product of your A and C. So A is equals to 2 and C is equals to 10. The product would be equal to 20. The lower part or the opposite side of 20 would be the value of B, which is equal to 9. Now, for the side parts, this will be the factors of 20 that when add up together would be equal to 9. So let's try to list down all the factors of 20. So we could have 1 times 20, 2 times 10, so that would be equal to 20, and 4 times 5. So from the factors that we have here, which do you think is the factor that when added together will be equal to 9? So definitely these factors, right? So when we add 4 plus 5, that would be equal to 9. So therefore, we will write 4 and 5 right here. So now we're going to write the four terms instead of writing the trinomial in 3 terms, we will write it in 4 terms. We will just break down 9x. So we can write that as 2x squared plus the factors would be 4x, and this one would be 5x plus 10. So what we just did is we just break down 9x into 4x plus 5x. So after writing this, the next step that we have to do is to draw a box. So this box represents the area of 2x squared plus 9x plus 10. But in the small box, the 4 small boxes that we have here, we're going to write each of the terms, the 4 terms that we just derived. So this one will be 2x squared, and then we have 5x, and then we have 4x, and this one will be for the constant 10. Now we're going to find the factors of 2x squared. What numbers or what terms, when multiplied together, will be equal to 2x squared? So that would be x times 2x. So x times 2x would be equal to 2x squared, right? And now let's go to the next box. What should we multiply to x so that the product will be 5x? So that would be 5. So we write 5 right here. So x times 5 is equal to 5x. Let's go to the next box here. So we're going to align it vertically so we get 2x. What should we multiply to 2x in order for us to get 4x? We can multiply 2x by 2 to get 4x. And to check if the constant is correct, we will just multiply 5 times 2, that is equal to 10. Now, with this, we can see that we already have the factors. So this will be our factors, and this one will be the other factors. So we write it as 2x plus 5 times x plus 2, since all of the terms are positive, right? So if you want to check if your answer is correct, you could do the FOIL method. So remember, FOIL method. So first, outer, inner, and last. So we will just multiply the first term, 2x times x. That would be 2x squared. 2x times 2. So that would be 4x. And 5x, 5 times x. So that would be 5x. And for the last term, that would be 5 times 2 plus 10. So if we're going to combine the similar term, our answer would be 2x squared plus 9x plus 10, which is the original equation right here, right? So now let's proceed to another example. So here we're going to factor 6x squared minus 23x plus 21. So this time we're going to find the value of a, b, and c first. So again, a is the numerical coefficient of x squared, so that would be 6. B is the numerical coefficient of x, so that would be 23 or negative 23. And c is the constant, which is equal to 21. Now, let's do the x. So again, the top part would be the product of a and c. So what is 6 times 21? So 6 times 21 is 126. And of course, the opposite side of the product of A and C would be the value of B, which is equal to negative 23. So now the question is, what are the factors of 126 that when added together will be equal to negative 23? So for you to better see it, we will list down all the factors of 126. So the factors of 126 would be, let's start with 1. 1 times 126, so that is 126. 2 times 63. 3 times 42. 6 times 21. 7 times 18, and 9 times 14. All right, so we have here all the factors of 126, the possible factors of 126. Now, the question is, we have a negative sign for our B right here. So what do we do is, and of course, C is positive, right? So that means we will put all the factors as negative sign because we have a positive. Two negative numbers multiplied to each other would be equal to positive, right? So from all the factors that we have listed here, which of the factors, when add up together, will equal to 23 or to negative 23? So the first one, negative 1 plus negative 126, so that would be negative 127. So basically, that's not the factor. So this is not. This one is negative 65, so no. This one is negative 45, no. This one is negative 27. This one is negative 25, so no. And the last one is negative 23. So that means the factors of 126 that when add up together will equal to negative 123 is negative 9 and negative 14. So 9x, negative 9x, and negative 14x would equal to negative 23x. So this time, we're going to rewrite the trinomial in terms of 4 terms. So that would be 6x squared minus 9x minus 14x plus 21. So we just break down negative 23x into negative 9x minus 14x. The next step is for us to draw the box. And we're going to write each of the terms inside the box. So we have 6x squared. We could have negative 9x right here, negative 14x, and positive 21. So we're going to find the factors of each of the terms inside the box, right? So first we have 6x squared. So what number, when multiplied together, will give us a product of 6x squared? So we could have 2x and 3x, right? 2x times 3x is equal to 6x squared. Okay, let's go on the other side, negative 14x. What should we multiply to 2x so that we get negative 14x? So it will be negative 7. So 2x times negative 7 will be equal to negative 14x. And right here on this side, what should we multiply to 3x in order for us to get negative 9x? So we could multiply 3x by negative 3. So negative 3 times 3x is equal to negative 9x. So let's check if negative 3 times negative 7 would be equal to 21. Yes, it's equal to positive 21. So now we're going to write the factors of 6x squared minus 23x plus 21. So the factors would be this and this. So to write that, we will have 3x minus 7 times 2x minus 3. So the factors would be this. So again, if you want to check your answer, if it's correct, you could always do the FOIL method. So let's have the next example. So we have here, we have the factor 8x squared minus 14x plus 6. Again, let's determine the value of A, B, and C. So for A, we have 8. For B, we have negative 14, and for C, that is equal to 6, the constant. Next, let's draw the X, the big X. And then we determine the product of AC. So what is 8 times 6? So that would be equal to 48. And the opposite side would be the value of B, which is equal to negative 14. So now the question is, what are the factors of 48 that when added together would be equal to negative 14? So for us to better see that, let's list down all the possible factors of 48. So let's start with 1. So 1 times 48, that is 48. 2 times 24, that is 48. 3 times 16, 4 times 12, and 6 times 8. So since B right here is negative and the constant is positive, that means all of this should be negative, just like in our previous example. So now I want you to find which of the factors will add up to negative 14. So if we're going to add negative 1 plus negative 48, so that would be negative 49. So it's not. Negative 2 plus negative 24, that would be negative 26. Negative 3 plus negative 16, so negative 19. Negative 4 plus negative 12, so that's negative 16. And negative 6 plus negative 8, that would be negative 14. Very good. So that would be the factors of 48 that when added together will be equal to negative 14. So let's write it here. So we have negative 6x and negative 8x. So this time we're going to rewrite our equation into 4 terms. So we have 8x squared minus 6x minus 8x plus 6. And this time, let's draw our box. Let's write each of the terms inside the box. So we have 8x squared minus 6x minus 8x plus 6. We'll just write 6 right here. And now let's find the factors of 8x squared. What will be the terms, or what number should be multiplied together to get 8x squared? So it could be 2x and 4x. So 2x and 4x would be equal to 8x squared. How about negative 6x? What should we multiply to 2 in order to get negative 6x? So we could multiply 2 by negative 3. So 2x times negative 3 is equal to negative 6x. And how about for negative 8x? We could multiply 4x with negative 2. And let's check if the constant is correct. So we have negative 3 times negative 2, that would be positive 6. So therefore, our factors would be this and this. And we could rewrite it as 4x minus 3 times 2x minus 2. Again, if you want to check if your factors are correct, you just have to do the FOIL method. And now let's move on to the last example. So this time we have to factor 6x squared minus 23x plus 7. So first thing that we need to do again is to find the values of A, B, and C. So for A, we have 6. For B, we have negative 23. And for C, that's equal to 7. The next step that we have to do is to draw the big X. And remember again that the top part of the X would be the product of A and C. So that would be 6 times 7, and that is equal to 42. The opposite side of the product of AC will be the value of B, which is equal to negative 23. Now let's find the factors of 42 that will sum up to negative 23. So let's list down all the possible factors of 42. So let's start with 1. 1 times 42, 2 times 21, 3 times 14, and 6 times 7. And since again, our B, or the middle term, is negative 23, that means all of the factors would be negative, also because the constant is positive. So negative, 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 negative. And which of the factors, when added together, will give us 23? Well, it's very obvious that these factors, when add up together, will give us negative 23. So let's write it down here, negative 2 and negative 21. So let's put the x. So negative 2x plus negative 21x will be equal to negative 23x. This time, let's write the equation in 4 terms. So we have 6x squared minus 2x minus 21x plus 7. And now let's draw the box and write down each of the terms. Remember again that this box represents the area of your trinomial. So let's write down 6x squared minus 2x minus 21x plus 7. So what do you think are the factors of 6x squared that when multiplied together will be equal to this? So that would be 2x times 3x. And now let's move on to negative 2x. What should we multiply to 2x to make it negative 2x? So we will just multiply it with negative 1. And for this part right here, what should we multiply to? 3x in order for us to get negative 21x. So we will multiply it by negative 7. And to check for the constant, negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. So therefore, the factors are 3x minus 1 and 2x minus 7. So the factors of 6x squared minus 23x plus 7 are 3x minus 1 times 2x minus 7. So again, if you want to check if your answer or if your factors are correct, you just have to do the FOIL method. So first, outer, inner, and last. All right, so that's all for this lesson. Thank you so much and you have a good day.